Campbell. I am the Director of Product for Meta Avatars, and I'm here with my colleague, Tim Jacoby, who is the Director of Engineering for Meta Avatars, and we're here to talk to you about Avatars 2.0. So last year, when Tim and I were here talking about the roadmap, these were our avatars. I frequently refer to them as potatoes. I'm not always kind about it. They didn't serve our needs. They didn't serve our customers' needs. They didn't serve creators' needs. It's time for a refresh. So we talked about our roadmap last year and our goal with Avatars 2.0, which was to have an avatar that people felt delighted and represented by, and also a tech stack that enabled where we're trying to go in the future. And that journey from Style 1, Tech 1 to Style 2, Tech 2, from Avatars 1 to Avatars 2, completes next week when we launch Avatars 2.0. I appreciate that. This is why you bring some of your team where they're like, blood, sweat, and tears right here. So we wanted to use today to talk to you about what we've built, the tech stack that undergirds it, and where it's going to allow us to go. We want to talk about what this means for all of you, and then we have buckets of time for questions at the end. So I'm going to get started. There's three big topics: the style, the tech, and creativity. So first, let's talk about the style. The style is iconic on its own. We're really proud of it. But why we really care about it is that it enables our representation goals for the broad base of 3 billion global customers that we have. The tech stack invests in parametrics, live editing, asset pipeline, a new rig, things that allow us to bring just more life and vigor to the characters. Finally, that combination allows us to light up our broader vision for the metaverse and where we want to go with AI, with NPCs, with fantastical, and more. So I'm going to start by talking about the style. A couple of you were here last year. I geeked out when I saw a few of you, but I talked last year about how we care about representation. And if you think about it, the avatars are the front door of the metaverse. It's a customer's first taste of what it will be to be a virtual embodiment of themselves in this embodied internet that we're building together. And so if a customer doesn't like it or doesn't feel represented by it, they're not going to create one. And if they're forced to create one, they're not going to use it as much, they're not going to invest in it. So it's really important to us that people see themselves in their avatars, feel delighted and high affinity with them during the creation process so that they're more likely to use it, invest in it, share it, and seek out experiences where it's present. So for Avatars 2.0, we're releasing parametric editing from head to toe. Those of you who were here last year, you know we made a lot of legs jokes. Get braced. There's a lot more head-to-toe references coming in this. As part of this, we wanted you to be able to do things like your body shape, your face shape, and finer details: nose, lips, eyes. We have an extensive set of categories so you can really make it feel personal with eye depth and chin size. And one of our folks was demoing in the demo booth, showing off Leno chin and more petite chin. I also like the number of people who will come up and be like, I'm just going to play a little with muscle mass. Just, play a little bit to see like what muscle mass might look like. So people can end up with really one-of-a-kind avatars. To make the experience more fun and engaging and delightful, we've introduced live editing, dynamic editing, so that you can see all these changes you're futzing with as you make your character perfect come to life in real time as you're doing it. If you have a one-of-a-kind avatar, you're gonna wanna have some one-of-a-kind clothing to go with it. You saw this in Igram's keynote. Hopefully some of you played with this in the swag shop. I just saw that you can make your own image. So we're using that same technology, that generative AI technology, for the avatars closet. So you can create a one-of-a-kind top to go with your one-of-a-kind avatar. Put in a simple prompt. The prompt writing is super fun. I got to see some of the tote bags that people were making at the swag shop. But we also have a cute little feature, a dice roll, that will pick a prompt for you, something fun and unique for you. My favorite that I've seen so far is 3 wolves howling at the moon, which I feel like the robots have a deep sense of internet meme and culture, and I appreciate that about them. We know that this combination of a unique avatar and some unique clothing, creating something you really feel invested in, is going to mean that people feel more attached to their avatars. So much so that we expect them to want to have multiple looks and multiple avatars. And so we're introducing the ability for you to create, save, and switch amongst multiple avatars. I wish it said pause for applause. It did not. So I'll just roll. This is the most common request we get, is that people need the ability to show up just like in real life in a way that's congruent with the experience they're about to enter. So we're pretty excited about this feature. We're already seeing in our early data that the new avatar style and product is resonating. There's like a juicy call that's coming in, and I want to know who's talking. We're already seeing this. This is a fun dashboard. This is customers who have early exposure to our product and the avatars they're creating. So we already see the diversity, the uniqueness, and we're seeing in our data they're spending more time making it perfect, they're using it more, and then they're investing in more as a result. So that is the style, focusing on representation, affinity, delight, personalization. But I don't think anybody comes to Connect to hear about how things look. I imagine you came to Connect to hear about how things work, which is why I'm going to bring up Tim Jacoby, who's going to talk about the tech stack. Tim.
Thanks, Jill. Hi, everybody. So for our new avatars, we had to rebuild the technology stack from the ground up. And I want to share some of the highlights the team is most proud of. We're calling the new tech stack Avatar Tech 2.0, and I'm going to talk you through the 3 biggest investments that we made: the character rig, our new asset pipeline, and all of our Gen AI investments. I'm going to start with the character rig. So in order to animate Meta's new avatars, we're introducing a brand new system into the Avatar SDK that we're calling the runtime rig. Skeletons and body plans can vary widely across all the different avatars that we can support using the new stack, and we want to make sure that you can automatically retarget your animations across all of those distinct characters and still make your motion feel intentional and great. This is going to let us support head-to-toe customization without degrading animation quality well into the future. And when we say that the rig enables head-to-toe customization, we really mean head-to-toe. With the runtime rig, developers are going to be animating full-body avatars. Finally, legs. We know that the floating, half-bodied avatars just aren't a great experience for people. They break immersion. They prevent our developers from being able to build the products that they want to build. And last year, we told you that legs just weren't ready for you to use. But we're happy to announce that with the launch of Style 2.0, we can finally deliver a consistent experience for avatar legs across the entire ecosystem. The newest version of the SDK and the runtime rig is also supporting more advanced animations and secondary motion. Animation is just critical for reinforcing a sense of immersion and embodiment. When you're running on your new legs, you really want it to look and to feel like you're running. And when you're jumping, you really want to see yourself floating through the air and feel yourself floating through the air. My speaker notes tell me to jump here. I got a lot of feedback on that in practice. I'm going to stay planted on the ground. Compelling in movement is just how we bring avatars to life. Secondary motion just makes it feel all much more natural. As you can see on the slide behind me, we've started by applying secondary motion to hair, but expect it to be extended to clothing and other areas soon. Second, let's talk about the new avatar asset pipeline. It's much more performant, capable, and flexible. It's going to allow us to scale content creation for avatars to artists and creators outside of the company. The new avatar asset pipeline is a data-driven system built on top of USD for assembling characters and character rigs. And it runs both in Meta's cloud and in real time on mobile devices and VR headsets to support live editing. The asset pipeline is at the core of the parametric configuration system for Meta's new avatars. And it allows us to create a huge variety of human and fantastical characters really quickly and works at low latencies, even in really performance-constrained environments. As you can see, you can create a huge variety of characters using this system, and we're just getting started and scratching the surface. In the coming years, that asset pipeline is going to support a huge ecosystem of developers and creators building avatar content, and finally allow us to fulfill our vision of letting you be whoever and whatever you want to be in the metaverse. Third, we're supercharging the avatars with generative AI, and we're making creation easier for people and for partners. As Jill mentioned earlier, we're introducing Gen AI that allows people to create one-of-a-kind looks, which make it possible for us to scale up asset production far beyond what any in-house team of artists or developers could do. With simple text prompts, you can create an endless variety of clothing based on anything you can imagine. And once you've created an outfit, you can bring it with you anywhere that Meta Avatars can go. Igram also had this video in her keynote, but I'm so excited about it that I brought it into this talk as well. We're also exploring large language models to build virtual experiences that were just completely impossible for people to create before. Creating non-player characters is really labor intensive. It can be a really big pain point for developers and partners. Our new Gen AI NPCs will make it easier to build more immersive storytelling experiences and allow creators to provide tailored support to people that are entering their experiences for the first time. We already started testing this stack in Horizon Worlds, and it's honestly just an absolute blast. My favorite story is that at the recent team onsite, we all broke into groups and created contestants in a virtual dating game and had them all compete. And frankly, it was hilarious and different every single time. So there's a lot under the hood for the new avatars. A really big reason that we wanted to build Tech 2.0 was to enable a whole host of these new experiences. The technology stack is what's going to enable that next phase of development and power the future of the metaverse. So where are we going? What is the future of the metaverse? That seems like something that I should bring Jill back on stage to talk about. Jill, you want to come back up here?
Boy, I sure do. I love how beleaguered our poor Finn looks. Like all she's asking for is fish. All right, I get to do the fun stuff. We talked about what we're building, talked about the tech that undergirds it, and now we're going to talk about where we take it. First up is fantastical. Promise of the metaverse is that you can be things you can't be in real life, and you can have really memorable, one-of-a-kind experiences. And fantastical is a huge part of that. I feel like this is the thing that really breaks open creativity for what the metaverse is capable of. We're going to be releasing fantastical in two different ways. The first is as full-body takeovers. That's what you see here. That's what you saw with Igram's announcement of Captain America and Doja Cat. So we'll be releasing a steady stream of these through the year. The second way we're going to do it is more customized, where you add fantastical features and fantastical elements to our parametric system. So when we released last year, we released parametric colors, and we saw this explosion of creativity in our customers' avatars. So that, coupled with fantastical capabilities and elements and our parametric system, we expect to get some really wild and one-of-a-kind avatars as a result. Next investment, and Tim really talked about how important animation is, will be custom animations and emotes. Because the metaverse is more than just what you see, it is how you interact with the world and how you experience it. And what customers want, if they're a rock man or a flower, is to really feel embodied in it, in motion and action, as well as in look and feel. So we'll be releasing that as part of our slate next year. Finally, as Tim hinted, we're going to be doing a non-playable character platform. I often call this the robots. I will slip into calling this the robots throughout. They're a great place where our tech investment comes together, and we allow creators and developers to create really unique experiences that are deep, where the NPCs aren't just static bystanders in the scene, they're participants. And so I have up one of the early ones we're going to be releasing, where it's a bunch of bots that are going to play against you in Super Rumble. I am not good enough at Super Rumble to play against bots. Hopefully some of you are. So that's what we built and where we're going. Now we're at what we like to call the call to action for this slide. We are going to make Avatars 2.0 available in the next drop of the SDK, which is scheduled for next week. That'll be on the Meta Developer Hub and on Unity Package Manager. We've already integrated the SDK into our first-party experiences, and we're feeling great about how that is working and how that's come together. It means we're ready to support any of your integrations as part of this. We have new documentation to support this, and we have our team here that has firsthand experience integrating this into first-party experiences. We know that features like legs, much like Tim, I am supposed to make a leg day joke here. I am not someone who does leg day, so I'm not sure what the right reference point is, but if I did, I would make it here. We know that legs are a big lift, and so we want to make sure that you have access to documentation, the team. We're here to answer questions, talk through sticking points, and just offer best practices. I'm going to end on timelines. We want to make this migration happen as soon as possible. That means we are going to require the latest version of the SDK by March 30th, 2025. There's two big reasons we want to move quickly. One is the style consistency. The in-market avatars are not serving your goals, they're not serving our customers' goals, they're not serving our goals. And so we want to get a consistent avatar visual experience everywhere that we support the avatars. When I say everywhere and I say all the apps, we internally are going through this too. We are going to upgrade all 1 billion of the avatars on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, all of our internal surfaces on this exact same timeline. The second reason we want to do that is we want to get all the apps and all the ecosystem on the new tech stack. That's where we have all the new improvements. It's all where we're going to put all the new capabilities. And we want to partner with you to know where we should take it next. So we're going to support the legacy avatars until March 30th, 2025. And at that point, we will start deprecating our legacy tech stack. Timelines are tight. So that is why you may have noticed the front row has filled with luminaries from the team. We have a huge contingent of the team here to answer questions. We have the documentation. And then I was saying to somebody earlier, we are the last session, so I've been given permission for this to be a bit of an after party. So please stay with our experts right? Forever said woo. I appreciate you. That's the right attitude to bring into that. That is the correct energy. But we brought a ton of folks here to answer questions, talk through sticky issues, and really make this work. It's super important to us to be on this journey together. Can't wait for you and our customers to experience our new avatars. It's a step change improvement in expressivity and representation. We got fantastical custom animations, things coming on the way. And the way that NPC and AI is going to make creation explode is just super exciting.